back in April of this year. That's Lattimore on the right, and boom, down he goes. In addition to that, he came back to beat Walter Kikundu. Now, the result of this fight was a headbutt. The judges did not see it. However, it did close, as you see the heads come together, close this bout in the 4th round, and Stephan Johnson advances to the finals. How about the undefeated Wilfredo Rivera? He beat Ariel Chavez in a first tournament bout to win a very close decision over lightning Lonnie Smith in the semifinals. Rivera chased Smith.
Puerto Rico losses, 1 draw, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. 15 wins coming by way of
Rivera and $50,000 to the winner, in a former champion, and now on the other hand, Johnson is in this championship go as the result of a discernible but continue, and Johnson the winner, and so he's here. So trip coming to the finals here for $50,000 and a brand new 10 grand. That's Johnson in white and Rivera in blue. With the USBA welterweight title, young stars in boxing, the IBF middleweight champion. So Johnson perhaps has had experience against some really quality guys. A fellow who blessed himself. And I mean, Ruben, one shot out of the dark.
I like that one, Tommy.
Oh, just like a brick coming out of a dark alley.
When you least expect.
That's right. Even if you aren't prepared for that, aren't you? Rivera's in blue, and Johnson, they can take a punch.
Look at the redness on the face of Rivera. His face, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's very flushed. You're right.
I think that has a lot to do with those lead.
Could be.
We'd like to say hello to some people tonight, Tommy. Watching the fight on Prime Network, coast to coast.
Round 1 coming to a close. Distance. It's scheduled championship tournament gets 10,000. That's Stephan Johnson in white. Wilfredo Rivera in blue. Rivera is on. Johnson with a record of 20. Only blemish, that is Rivera, a draw with Levander Johnson way back when they both were. And Levander, talented, promising. Number 3, he can fight. And this kid Rivera and Johnson went to it.
This to throw punches, Tommy. Their styles complement each other. They're both pretty stand-up fighters and pretty busy fighters, and that's not good. When you show your opponent that you're a little apprehensive about throwing, then that's when it's time to kick it in second gear. I would go.
That was as much a shove as his face is reddened. Rivera's from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Both are a long way from home. Crowd beginning to boo a little bit and or whistle, which in many quarters is the same as a boo.
I want to know how drunk.
We'll get in it and drive it.
Well, let's drive to San Juan, okay?
Well, why not? Put it on a boat. You drive it to Mont 50,000. You can take the big cruise of going back home.
How you getting back to San Juan?
Huh?
Here's my car.
That's right. Go down and look at it. Have it right in the bottom of the boat. All the way home. Things. And indeed might down to possibly fighting for a... Johnson backs Rivera up. Drives him across the ring. Busy left hand, solid right hand. You know, Ruben, you astutely took notice of the fact that Rivera has suddenly decided, hey, this guy really doesn't want to fight me charge here in this round. But now Rivera comes back with a nice combination. Red-faced and
Tommy's not taking... first thing you do is, I should say, and get out there and proving that
you are.
Yes, that you are undefeated.
Rivera's 24 and Johnson is 25. Mouse forming. Take a pretty good punch. I'm going to once again anniversary to Roberta Navila tonight. Albert's got all the luck in the world married to this lady, and we wish her 18 more years of one of our favorites
tonight. And he looks like he's lost some weight, and I think Albert, you're ripping the
little turn of a phrase. We're in running. Fight to score, the judges, although the aggressor seems to division. Stephan split open with the cut man, was busy working on it. It's under the eye. The bad news is that Johnson and will not affect his vision and should not have a bearing on his ability to fight. These two turns steering with it, repeat.
Champions, remember Wilfredo Gomez?
The crowd is getting on these two a little bit. In the past about how styles are similar enough, Ruben, that this could be just a jab and pounds.
Well, I filling each other out, but they have similar. It does get to get. Now, if these guys prove me wrong, I'm going to jump in the ring between rounds. Now, look.
Don't do anything rash. Do not jump into Chuck Hassett ringside, and Brett wanted me to, was reminding me to grab a hold of you by your on the seat. Vince Delgado doesn't want to see you in there either.
Just for an interview, huh? Doing a little more, Tommy. I'm going to take the.
Been a slow fourth round here. Johnson blue. Let's ask you about that. What? Sharp Johnson, Pentacontinental flyweight title at 114 pounds. Right hand by Johnson there, but he was a little off balance. Caught one, was going away, and landed to right.
It's not real easy, Tom, when you don't have a lot of action, and both fighters, when they throw
right. Low blow by Rivera.
No harm, no foul.
The crowd anxious for in judges scoring and
that's tough to say, Tom. You know, especially
I don't know.
Can't count each punch.
No, but a given fact which might determine who won the round. A moot point. We'll be back. It's 10 points. And the opponent having a point taken away, something of that nature. Rivera head down, slipping, or trying to fight his way inside. Every time I hear, read, or mention the name, the real Paul Banky, Ruben, for him.
Some great awards.
Special. Either man has been down. Both have been marked. Johnson swelling down, and it seems has ever since this fight tipped off. Ooh, pretty good left hand by Johnson.
Waiting for the bomb. What bomb?
About that? Neither one of them throw another, slip another couple, and
oh, we're halfway through the fight. These guys better get to doing something. I don't want to do that.
I'm not going to let you.
Thank you.
Handful of seconds left. We'll be back right after this. Johnson runs out of the court. 7 scheduled for 12, and the winners scheduled to drive out of here in a 1993 Ford Escort. Johnson from Washington, D.C., and Rivera from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Vince Delgado, the third man in the ring.
So he's like, well, I better not make anybody upset here.
These guys are total. You think that they... I would never say that because I've never been in that ring and somebody trying to tear my head off. Don't really match.
I think it now like a fighter that's going to run puncher is going to chase that fight. Well, that's going to make an ugly fight. Or two fighters that are runners will make an ugly fight. But these guys are standing here toe-to-toe, throwing one punch at a time, and are content for, looks to me.
Now they've got 30 wins between them. Johnson's got 23, Rivera 17, and between them they have a total of 20. 25 knockouts. So you would think that these guys can punch a little bit. Either that, out of Puskers, that they've managed to keep the other guy from even knocking one another down. Well, this could very easily go 12 rounds like this, although I must tell you that I've expected it to go 12 rounds.
Tell you what, if these guys go 12 rounds like this, the crowd's not going to really appreciate it.
True.
And that makes a night a lot longer than what it should be.
Rivera again continues to throw punches rather ineffectively. His face very red, got nailed with the right hand. He comes back with a left.
Has been low.
Johnson walks into a jab. Goes in there as busy as anybody in the ring. Earlier, I may have here has been the aggressor throughout most of this fight, and now as Johnson follows him around the ring.
Tell you what, John.
This is the 8th round. Neither man has been down. Fighting for $50,000. It's the winner's share. Loser gets 10 grand. Oh, right hand by Wilfredo. Rivera seen his confidence level go up. At the Great Western Forum. Short and 2.
On the pigeon here. Tommy, one to get knocked down to make you put it in second gear. Confidence build up.
Well, I'm surprised that Rivera has it up. Of the night for Rivera. Round 9, we'll look back at round 8. Rivera's right hand catches Johnson flush on the chin. The punch visible to the
coming after Johnson round, but Johnson round.
Rivera. Oh.
That left eye of Johnson doesn't look very good, Tom. You got a touch on.
Johnson, Rivera's in blue, Johnson in white. Rivera's undefeated.
Tom?
They both look like they'd gone down in that last round.
No, it looks like one more punch. See there, he's not stable, Tom. Any little shot that hits him with, he starts getting a little rocket. Rivera's up.
Rivera keeps hitting him below the belt. Seems to be reeling. Scheduled for 12. The action 8th round in the first 5. He would just as soon be out in the draft than in that ring. Now all of a sudden he seems to have awakened a bit and is forcing the action, and a good right hand drives Rivera.
Putting this thing in the 3rd. Maybe just throwing it all he's got this round, and figure, well, I gave it my shot.
I don't know that he is. I think he is, but 2 rounds having been knocked down. I think I thought he lost both the 8th and 9th rounds here a few years ago. Fighters Anonymous, but it was a very dispirited effort by a guy who was favored. He said, look at me, I bet you're in. Looked at him, his eyes got as big as boxing gloves. He went out and knocked the guy out in the next.
That would have. Oh, yeah.
Rivera knocked Johnson down. Johnson, for all the world, looked like he wanted to. Rivera. Welterweight tournament here at the Great Western Forum. The winner gets $50,000. While Johnson has a mark under and above the left without a souvenir or two of his evening at the Great Western Forum. His face blood now coming to Johnson.
Not good.
And it gives her hand right. It's unofficial, of course. We had Johnson pretty much in front for about the first 5 or 6 rounds, and then, of course, down he went in the 9th.
He shook his head there.
Pounds, 146 pounds. knock the other guy down or bend.
I think you better.
It had taken a very dull, in our opinion, previously was on rough credit or being too cautious. His boxing skills. Again, blood left eye. 12th round. Very similar to the others that have preceded it.
It's been all
Way it was the toughest punch thrown in the.
Yeah, he still has some fight left in him. Oh. Fights are close, Tom, and like the official score. When you have fights with a 1-point difference, you'd like to see a rematch.
This is a 8th of August.